Hello everyone, myself Professor Arya Agrawal from Sri Santa Gadge Baba College of Engineering and Technology Bhusawal. Today we will discuss the concept of the subject data structure for second year computer engineering of D Batu University. So we will discuss the contents of unit number 5. So let us have a brief look of the contents of unit number 5 which we are going to discuss. Unit number 5 is basically divided into two types, two data structures, namely stack data structure, and the second one is the queue data structure. In stack data structure, what is stack? What is the working of stack? How basic operations can be performed on stack? Where do we use stack? How a stack can be implemented, either using sequential allocation technique, that is array, or either by using linked allocation using pointers with the help of linked list. These are the two ways of implementation of stack. Next, we will discuss what are the application of stack, what is Polish notations, what is an expression, how an expression is working, what is the associativity of operators, how to solve an arithmetic expression, what is the operator precedence for solving arithmetic expression, why there is a need of conversion of one expression to another expression such as infix to prefix, infix to postfix. Then we will discuss how to evaluate a postfix expression. Next, we will discuss what is recursion technique and how this recursion technique can be used as an application of stack, how we can reverse the contents of a stack, reverse the contents of a string, reversing a string, reversing a number. These are all the application of stack. But before understanding all these things, we have to understand the working of stack. What is the working of stack? What type of data structure it is? Where do we use it? When do we not use it? How we use it? By using array, by using linked list. What is which is the best one? Either by using arrays or either by using linked list. These are all the topics of our course of discussion today. In the second part of fifth unit, we will discuss about the queue data structure. Then we will discuss what is the working principle of queue, how does queue data structure differ from the stack data structure, where we should use queue data structure, where we should use stack data structure. What are the various operations that can be performed on queue data structures? How will you implement queue by either using sequential or either by using linked allocation using pointers. And in the last, we will discuss two variants of queue, that is the circular queue, priority queue, and one of the small topic is DQ, double-ended queue. So these two topics comprises your unit number 5. So let's begin with unit number 5, topic number 1, and that is stack. So what is stack? Basically, when we have studied the classification of data structure in unit number 1, at that time we have studied one diagram of the classification, and in that diagram we have classified stack as a non-primitive linear data structure. So if I tell you to classify stack data structure, then it is obviously classified as a non-primitive linear data structure. It is an ordered list where all the insertion and deletion of elements are permitted at only one end, and that end is called as the top of the stack. Generally, this list contains the elements, those all elements are of the same type. Either it will be all integers, either it will be all characters, either it will be any floating point number or any string. So this is an ordered collection of list in which insertion operation, which is called as the push operation, and the deletion operation, which is called as the pop operation, are performed at only one end, and that end is called as the top of the stack. If you tell me to define a stack, then I can define a stack that it is a collection of similar data items in which both insertion, that is push, and deletion, that is pop operation, are performed at only one end, which is called as the top of the stack, by using the last in first out principle. Now, what is this last in first out principle? Means the element which is added at the first in the stack will be popped out at the last. The element which is inserted or pushed at the last will be popped out first. So this diagram, we can get a brief understanding about the concept of stack. You can see that in this diagram, the element 1 was inserted first, then the element 2 was inserted, then 3, then 4, and then 5. Element 5 was inserted at the last, so top is pointing to that element, and the element which will be popped out first from this will be 5, because it is based on the working principle of last in first out. This stack data structure is a type of data structure in which one end is always closed. As you can see in this diagram, one end of this type is always closed. Means, what does it means? It means that the push and the pop, that is insertion and deletion operation, are performed at only one end, and that end is represented by the top of the stack. During push operation, we have to specify that element which is to be added to the top of the stack. During push operation, first we will check whether the size of the stack has not reached the maximum size. If it has reached a maximum size, then there will be an error which is called as the stack full error. If that error doesn't occur, then we can insert or push an element in the stack and increment the top by 1. If we are told to delete an existing element from the top of the stack, we will check whether stack is holding some elements or not. That is, we will check for stack empty or stack underflow condition. If the stack is holding some element, then we will delete or pop the element from the top of the stack, and important, decrease or decrement the top by 1. During push operation, we will increment top. During pop operation, we will decrement top. What is top? Top is a pointer to the top of the stack. Initially, top is assigned to -1 when we are declaring a stack using array. Now, what are the different ways in which this data structure can be implemented? As discussed previously, there are two techniques to implement stack. The first one is the static implementation, and the second one is the dynamic implementation. When we are talking about the static implementation, obviously we are discussing the implementation of stack using array. And in dynamic implementation, definitely we will implement the concept of stack using linked list with the help of pointer. Now, what is difference between static implementation and dynamic implementation? In static implementation, the value of the size of the stack has to be specified during compile time itself. In dynamic implementation, at runtime, the value of the stack will be specified. Consider an example that we have declared a size of the stack of 100 elements, but we are using only 5 elements. In this case, we have allocated 100 elements, but we are using only 5. 95 elements will be not present in that list, but we have reserved the values for this 95 elements. So what will happen? This 95 elements will hold some memory which will be wasted because we have allocated values to only 5 elements. Okay. So in order to avoid this type of situation, we implement stack using dynamic implementation. In dynamic implementation, what will happen? The size or the memory will be allocated during runtime itself. The size of the stack, how many total number of nodes do you want in memory? If you say 5, then only 5 memory blocks will be allocated for you. Means there will be no wastage of memory in dynamic implementation. Sometimes static implementation may tend to, I'm not telling that every time it will waste memory, it may tend to waste some memory if you apply design a stack, which we have discussed just now. Okay, so let's see an example. This I am declaring a stack by using an array. The maximum size of the elements in the stack is 6 elements, and I am declaring this by using an array. Int stack with the max size is 6 elements. Okay, so here if you see, the first element is the 12, second element is the 8, third one is the 21, fourth one 33, then 18, and then in the last 10. See, 10 is the, since 10 is the last element, so top points to this 10 element. Okay, so this is an implementation of stack using an array. Okay, since in this case, now if you again try to add an element, or if you want to push an element in this scenario, is it possible? No, because the maximum size of the stack was 6 element and the maximum size has been reached. So now if you again try to push an element, it will generate an error, and that error is called as stack full error or stack overflow error. In initial condition, when the top will equals to -1, at that time, if you try to pop an element, there are no element in that stack. So at that time, stack empty or stack underflow error will generate. Okay, so this is the static implementation of stack. This is applicable only when we have less amount of nodes which are to be implemented in memory, then we can go with the static implementation. In case of dynamic implementation, here this is the node structure. Here we will decide a node. That node will be divided into two parts. First part is the data part, and the second part is the link part, or the address part, or the pointer to the next data in the linked list. Okay, so same thing, same values are being represented, but here you will use an head pointer which will point to the first node. The first value here will be data, next will be the address of the second node, which is to which the list is being communicated, and that is the value of 8. So in this way, the 40 will be at the last position, which is represented by the top pointer, and its next pointer will be set to null because it is the last node. Okay, so this is how we implement stack using linked list. The main objective of implementing stack using dynamic implementation, that is linked list, is that less amount of memory will be wasted. How much memory is required, that much amount of memory will be allocated during runtime itself. In static implementation, memory will be allocated at compile time. In dynamic implementation, memory will be allocated during runtime. This is the important difference between static implementation and dynamic implementation. Next, static implementation we have just discussed. In this, one thing has to be kept in mind, that whenever we are performing the push operation, the top is increased by 1. This is very important. Initially, stack will be initialized to -1, top of the stack, which is a pointer which is pointing to the top of the stack. Initially, it will be assigned to -1. During push operation, the top is incremented by 1. During pop operation, it will be decremented by 1. This is important to keep in mind. So just note it down that whenever a stack is empty, top is initialized to -1. When push operation is performed, top is incremented by 1. When pop operation is performed, top is decremented by 1. During push operation, we will increment. During pop operation, we will decrement top of the stack by 1. Next, Dynamic implementation. What is the need of implementation of this dynamic is the major problem which has been discussed with you just previously with the stack was it works only with a fixed number of data values which are to be specified at the beginning of the implementation itself, which means that compile time. During compile time itself, you have to allocate how many total number of nodes you will be working with. Stack implemented using an array is not suitable when we don't know the size of the data. Suppose if you are implementing a real-time system in which you itself don't know what will be the size of the data, what total number of elements which you will use in your implementation, and so how we can implement, how we can assign memory for that. So we itself don't know what will be the memory for that. So at that time, it becomes very difficult to implement a stack using array. At that time, we need to define a stack by using linked list, because how many number of nodes which will be allocated is how many number of nodes will be required will be allocated values during runtime. And during runtime you should know what are the total number of values which will be required. Okay, so total number of values which is required during runtime, for that number of values the memory will be allocated for you. Okay, so at that time we will use dynamic implementation of stack. So there are some drawbacks. That is why we go for the dynamic implementation of stack rather than implementing with the help of an array. In linked list also, using linked list can work from an unlimited number of variable, an unlimited number of values, which is the variable size of the data allocated dynamically at runtime. In linked list implementation of stack, every element is inserted at the top element, which means that the newly element inserted is pointed by the top. And we have discussed this, that the concept of stack is that it is the last in first out. The element which is inserted at the last, so top will be pointing to that element. See this diagram on the right hand side. It will show you that the node data here, it is the lastly inserted data and top is pointing to that data. So this diagram will give you a better understanding that this is my first node, this is my second node, this is my third node, and this is my last node. And since this is my last node, it is pointing to null. See, next pointer is initialized to null. So this is a linked list in implementation of stack by using pointer. Whenever we want to remove an element, simply the element which has to be removed, that element has to be present on the top of the stack, and we can remove that element and then decrement the top to the previous node value, and the next field of the first element will be updated simultaneously by putting a null in the address field. Okay, so this is about the dynamic implementation of stack, which is done through linked list using pointers. The next one is the basic operation which are to be performed on the stack. There are two basic operation. First one is the push operation. In push operation, we will use to insert a new element on the stack. Remember that push and pop, both the operations are performed at only one end of the stack, and that end is called as the top of the stack. So push, add an element to the top of the stack. During push operation, you have to specify a value which is to be added to the top of the stack. But for pop, already existing value from the top of the stack will be deleted. During push operation, top will be incremented by 1. During pop operation, top will be decremented by 1. Basic terminologies which are to be kept in mind by whenever you are performing certain operations on the stack are: what is the peak? First one, peak is used to get the top element of the stack without deleting it. The element which is inserted at the last, or which is at pointing at the topmost element in the stack, can be printed or can be considered with the help of this peak function. Is empty function when when we use this empty function in order to check whether a stack is empty or under flow condition. Okay, the empty function checks whether a stack is empty or not. Similarly, full function will use to check whether a stack is full or not. When we will use this by in the push and pop algorithm, in before pushing an element on the top of the stack, we have to check whether there is a space in the stack or not, whether the top has reached to the maximum size or not. If the top has reached to the maximum size, then is full condition will be false and we will not be able to insert any values on the top of the stack. But if is full condition values returns to false, then definitely we have some space and we can definitely add or push an element to the top of the stack. Max size, it represents to the maximum size of array. By using this maximum size, we will create this array stack. Top of stack initially assigned to -1, which is already used to check the overflow and underflow condition and perform various operations associated with the stack. Overflow, when a stack is completely full, and if you try to add a new element, then at that time an error is generated. That error is called as overflow error or stack full error. Similarly, when a stack is completely empty or it is at the initial condition when top is equals to -1, and if you try to delete or pop an element, at that time it will display an error message entitled as underflow or stack empty. So these are the basic terminologies that are associated with the stack data structure and has to be considered. For better understanding of this, again you have to see what are the basics, what is the algorithm for performing the push and pop operation. See, in data structure, just understanding the concept and implementation of that concept is very essential. It is a core subject of computer science and engineering in which you have to understand the concept as well as implement that concept with the help of any programming language. So here we have now understood what is the basic principle of stack, how a stacks work, what are the various operations performed on the stack, what are the various ADTs of stack, what is the stack terminologies, and now the important thing, when we will implement this concept in programming language, we should write perfect algorithm for better understanding so that we can represent all these operations in any of the programming language. So whenever you are talking about the algorithm, first operation is the push operation. During push operation, here you will check whether top is pointing to the max size. How, if this is full, then it will represent an error which is called as a stack is full or stack overflow. Means if top is pointing to the maximum size in case of array, when top will be equals to -1, then how will you represent top equals to max equals, that will be represented by top equals to max size -1. Okay, when this condition will occur that top equals to max -1, that type of error is called as stack full error or stack overflow error. When this error is generated, then at that point of time you cannot add an element in the stack. So if this condition is true, then you have to exit. No more addition is possible in the stack. If this is false, then you have to first increment the value of top by 1. Then the item is the element which is to be added to the top of the stack will be added to the top of the stack. After the element has been added to the top of the stack, you have to end it and then you can exit. So this is an algorithm for performing the push operation of the stack. Okay, here you can see an example. In the first year, if you see this, okay, so here stack is empty, initialized as stack pointer is initialized to 0. When either you can initialize to 0, but when we are using of array implementation, we will initialize to -1 because we are making we are using array implementation of stack. At that time this stack pointer will be initialized to -1. and the keyword which we will use for that is top equals to -1. When we add a first element, see the element which is to be added has to be explicitly specified by the user. What is the element? That element is A, so that element is added. So here previously it was 0, now the top has been incremented and now it is 1. When second element B is added, the previous stack pointer was at 1, now it is again incremented by 1 and it is 2. Next element is added C, again it will add to the top of the stack and the stack pointer will increment by 1. So this is push operation. The next operation is the pop operation. See, in push operation we were checking about the stack overflow condition. Now you have to check for stack underflow condition. If top equals to 0. If you are declaring this with the help of an array, here you will check if top equals to -1. Both the meanings are same. Okay, if top equals to -1, then print stack underflow or stack is empty and you can exit. Otherwise, the element from the top of the stack will be first popped out and then top will be decremented. Just note this very carefully. When you are performing the push operation, first you will increment the top, then add the element to the top of the stack. In pop operation, you will first delete the element from the top of the stack and then you will decrement the top by 1. So this is the main difference and point to be noted in both the algorithm. Here you can see, if you are considering the previous example. So see, stack pointer, now we will data equals to pop means delete operation has to be performed. So C will be deleted. Now stack pointer is being decremented. First it was 2, now it is 1. Data will be deleted C. Now stack pointer is pointing to B. Again a pop operation has been called out. Now B will also be deleted. Stack pointer is already pointing to A. Now stack pointer is again decremented from 1 to 0. Here you can check. Now, in order to release the values held by this memory location, you have to call the free function. Okay. When you call the free function, these values will be cleared off. Okay. So these are the two important operations: push operation algorithm and pop operation algorithm for stack. But again, when we have discussed some terminologies, there are again some other algorithms and that are not to be forgotten, and those algorithms are the first one is your initialize the stack. How will you initialize? Top equals to -1, or either you can write top equals to 0. Okay, this is the initial condition. Full condition is that when top equals to max, it will return a true value. If this is not the case, then it will return a false value. If you are implementing this and this with the help of an array, then the condition will be top equals to max -1. Then status will be true, otherwise it will be false. If you are checking for empty condition, then the status, again, if top equals to 0 or top equals to -1, then it will return true, otherwise it will return false. So these are the algorithms which you need to understand in order to go prior to going for coding or programming purpose. Okay. So whenever a question is asked on the stack algorithm by using stack data structure, then you have to mention all this concept of stack, working of stack, what is the working principle of stack, definition of stack, what are the stack ADTs, stack basic terminologies associated with stack, algorithm of stacks. Okay, that's all. Here is another example for your better understanding I have taken. So top initially equals to -1. When you add a new element, top will be pointing here. Again, if you add a new top, again will be incremented. Again, if you push a new element, again it will increment top. And if you want to delete, see pop 3, top will be decremented. Again pop 4, top will be decremented. If you again pop 5, top will again be decremented and it will return to the initial stages itself. So this is an example for again better understanding the concept of stack. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed learning the concept of stack data structure. Thank you.